Hey guys, welcome back. Today is a full face of testing new to me makeup. Some of it is brand new from the drugstore and some of it is just new to me. So today I am focusing on, we've got new L'Oreal lipsticks. They look like this. They're called the Matte Lip Crayon, but they're all brand new colors. I've got the Lancome Teint Idole foundation and the matching concealer. I've got heaps of stuff. I will also be testing the Alter Ego brush set. I did purchase this myself. I was intrigued. I have the Glowing in Grease. This is the blush and highlight, but I also have the MAC Hyper Real Glow highlight, which I think. And for shadow, I'm using the NARS Hyped palette. So that indeed looks like this. So that looks very promising. Also from the drugstore, we've got new Revlon Super Lustrous Matte Lipsticks. And I've got this shade here, which looks ultra promising. So I don't know what I'm going to be using. I've got a Kiko bronzer, which looks amazing. And I've got these. These are the new CoverGirl Exhibitionist 24-hour kohl eyeliners. I got it in the burgundy shade and regular black shade. So I want to see how those end up looking. I've already prepped my face with the Caudalie Vino Pure Skin Perfecting Serum, and I've applied a pore filler to just the T-zone of my face. So let's get into the Lancome Teint Idole claims first, because I want to know those. Well, it's got the alcohol, denatured alcohol, but it has broad spectrum SPF 15, up to 24-hour color wear and comfort transfer resistant for all skin types. The coverage is full. It's 8 years of research. It unveils its first 24-hour foundation for lasting perfection. It defeats all challenges. Complexion stays flawless and unified, never cakey. So the result is the full coverage you need. Flaws, pores, redness, and all imperfections visibly disappear. The velvety finish you will love for up to 24 hours of lasting makeup perfection and comfort. Full coverage, velvety matte finish, oil-free, fragrance-free, transfer-resistant, tested on sensitive skin, and under dermatological control. I wonder if the same thing goes for the concealer. Don't know. But hi, I'm Ashley. If you're new to my channel, I love all things makeup, skincare, hair care, nails, and everything in between, and I will be trying to cover that on my channel here in the next few years to come. I am new to YouTube, been on here 6 months, so please keep that in mind. If you would like to grow with me over the course of time, I would love if you would hit that subscribe button. 50% of people that watch me are not subscribed, and that is so sad. Why not just hit the subscribe button? While you're at it, hit the bell so that you're notified each and every time I upload. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Alrighty, I've got the Alter Ego brushes here. There are 8 brushes. It's $28, and they're labeled actually like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they have their logo on them. So we'll be giving these a go with our eyeshadow palette now. The NARS Hyped palette. I have not even used this one time, but it looks like there's a vast number of like crease shades, and we've got some shimmers. We got a matte black going on. We've got color. So let's experiment. I don't think I want to do pink today because I'm wearing green, but there's no matte shadow, so I'm going to go in with my beloved $1 Wet n Wild Brulee eyeshadow on this number 3 Alter Ego brush. And this is just going to set down the eyeshadow primer I put down, which is just the Fenty eyeshadow primer. That's nothing new. First shade I want to dive into is this one right here. It is a nice sort of brown shade. Sort of brown. It's a nice brown shade, and I'm just going to place that on the outer portion of my lid and crease and really buff it in there for a second, because I want most of the pigment to remain out here and then blend it in when I think there's not a lot of product left. Sorry about that. If anyone has dogs, they know my struggle. So what I was saying was to put it in the outer crease, really, buff and pat, and then blend it in circles onto the inner portion of the eye, but really blow it out on the outer portion. That way we have a nice transition shade ready for all of our other shades that we are going to put down. So far that shadow had no fallout. It was not patchy. It's really, really a nice shade. Alright, taking the number 7 Alter Ego brush is the pencil brush. I'm going in with this darker brown shade, and I'm going to place this into the outer crease and create a V shape. I'm mapping out where I want to put that shadow. This is a very dense, precise brush, so it's going to deposit the color quite heavily. So I'm just going to focus this way on the outer corner, place the product, and gently blend it inward a little bit, because then I want to take another fluffy brush and blend the product the rest of the way inward so that it's not too harsh. Taking the number 8 brush, it's very small, and I'm going to begin placing the black matte shadow, or the matte black shadow, on the outer crease. And I want to make that in a wing shape as well, so just very gently doing that and connecting it inward. And I want to keep the matte black way on the outer corner here, just so that it's not too harsh. And I'm going to run it on the lower lash line, really tight to near my lash line. And I'm going to take the original brush we went in with for blending, and I'm going to just take that with the residual second medium brown shade and blend inward, just so that it's not super harsh and, you know, black all the way through. It's a neutral look. What do you expect? Alright, now I'm going to take this olive shade right here, and it looks like this. It's really, really nice. And I'm going to place that on the outer portion of the eye. And then, of course, going lighter toward the front of the eye. Alright, now what I'm going to do is take a mixture of the orange, this shade, and this shade on both sides of the brush. This is the number 6 brush. And drop things. Would it be an Ashley video if I didn't drop something? And I'm going to spritz it with some setting spray, because I did try it without it and it was pretty lackluster. I have to say, this is not the most pigmented palette. I might have to go in with my finger instead of the brush. Let's try that, because I'm not getting much pigment here. I'm going to go in with, yeah, see, these aren't this shade here. I mean, it's okay, but for a NARS palette, it's almost performing like a, you know, even Milani has better shimmers than this, and I think one of these is honestly a pressed glitter, so some sort of pressed glitter. Could be metallic, I don't know. Looks okay, you know? And then I'm going to go on the innermost portion with this, it's a yellow sort of tone. Tap some of that off. See, that one is very pigmented. That's what I expect out of all of them. But the other shades are just pretty lackluster in my opinion. And for our brow bone highlight, we will just be going in with the highlight I choose today. So there's our eye look. Now we're going to get into these liners. I want to use this burgundy one, and I want to take it on an angled brush and make a wing. Let's see how that turns out. Alright, now I'm going to take the pencil and I'm going to smudge it right in, really close in between the lashes. And at this point, I don't think you can even tell it's burgundy, but in person you can. Right when I get to about here, I'm going to start just flicking it up a little bit. And then I'm going to take this Sigma angled liner, or angled liner brush, and try to create that wing effect. And I think we achieved it. So I really like this shade a lot. I also tight lined with this shade. I did it on this side, so we're looking pretty even, symmetrical. I'm just going to apply some regular mascara and some Kiss 01 lashes, and I'll be right back to finish the face. Actually, I did want to show you what mascara I'm using. It's the Warrior Princess from Flower Beauty, and I have not seen anybody that I watch review this yet. They probably have, but this is what one coat looks like of this mascara. I mean, look at that. The lashes are real. We might not even have to do false lashes. I just like to do it for video purposes because it just looks better, in my opinion. I really like those Kitsch is actually a brand of hair supplies, but the Kiss 01 lashes, because they are obviously no fuss and they're nice. And they're already curved, so when I set them down with the lash glue, by the way, I use the Lash Couture Strip Lash Adhesive, and I use these Kala tweezers to apply. And the pore filler I use is just the Revlon Pink Pore Filler. I love it clearly. It's the Photo Ready Pore Reducing Primer in the pink bottle. There are several, so just to let you know, the one in the pink bottle. Alright, so I've got the teint idole right here, and unfortunately it says that it expires in June of this year, when I literally just got it. Okay, so here's the component. I'm in the shade 210 Buff. Shooketh it very nicely. So it's pretty liquidy, as you can see. So it's pretty thin in consistency. So I'm going to place that on my face like this. Just see how far this goes. Now it looks a little bit light, right? But I'm going to be applying bronzer and everything to warm up the face. So I'm not really worried about that, because I find all the other shades are just way too dark. So I'm going to be taking a really huge blending sponge, and you guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, it's the Real Techniques Face and Body Sponge. But I really like it because it really just spreads the product out super fast. I would say this is not full coverage at all. I'm getting like a sheer coverage. Like, you can still see everything. You see that? You can still see absolutely everything. So it might be buildable. I know I'm looking ultra pale with this shade. But it's okay because we will warm up with bronzer. But yeah, I'm thinking that this is sheer to light coverage so far. Let's try to build it out. Alright, going with the second layer. Let's see how that builds. Now I think we're on to something. Now it's building nicely. But it is very liquidy. So now it's building lightly, and I don't find that it's too heavy on the skin. I actually really like it. But I guess 2 pumps is not that much. I do find that it's oxidizing a little bit, don't you guys think? From when I first put it on, maybe I'm crazy. But I find that I have to really blend it into the skin. That's a new technique I want to do. Like, really push it into those pores. Let's clog them right up. That's how we're going to get the most skin-like consistency of the foundation. I said skin-like consistency, didn't I? I meant finish. Finish, guys. Alright, going with the concealer. Here it is in 010. I don't know. The shades were really hit or miss. They were either really, really, like, very, very orange, yellow, pink. There was not really anything in between, so this is the one I had to get. But I'm just going in with my finger and placing coverage strategically, because it seems to be very, very sticky, creamy, and in that it's going to kind of be like the IT Cosmetics, yep, the Bye Bye Under Eye. Okay, so obviously a little goes a long way, but it is really nice and brightening. And I'm gonna say that it's full coverage right off the bat, but let's see. Yeah, yeah, I think it's full coverage right off the bat, as you guys can tell, probably. Nice and brightening though. I absolutely love that. So yeah, really nice full coverage. I love the finish. I love the shade. Doesn't settle into my creases. It looks perfect. Alright, now to set the under eye, I'm going to be using a powder foundation. I know that's going to be scary for some people, but yes, this works. I'm using the MAC Studio Fix powder foundation in NC20. So this is nice and brightening, as you can see. And I'm going to use an almost dry sponge and swirl around in that product and just ever so lightly stamp under the eye. And this is going to blur, smooth, and just make everything look completely flawless. This powder is not too heavy, but it will provide extra coverage if one needs it. If the concealer is not full coverage enough, this will go right ahead and mattify it and provide a really nice finish. So as you guys can see, it's not cakey. I'm just applying in really light layers to really get that nice, blended, seamless, beautiful finish on the under eye. As you can see, it's not cakey, it's not creasy, it's really pretty. Nice and full coverage. And that is actually a tip from the Makeup by Ariel masterclass, except he used Makeup Forever and I'm just using the regular MAC, and that's fine. For my other powder foundation to set the rest of the face is going to be the Flower Beauty in Beige. I love this. This powder foundation is very closely reminiscent of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. So as you guys can see, you know, my face is starting to look a little more normal. This just goes on the outer skirts of the face where I did not put the Studio Fix. I think everything looks great right now. If you have oily skin, go ahead and spray your face with setting spray now so that, you know, it's a little bit more of protection for the oils to get through, if that makes sense. So it's right now, or what I can do is spray some Fix Plus to melt all those powders together and make it look seamless. And when it's almost dry, take that sponge. I love this sponge, guys, don't judge me. It's really nice. And just press everything down. And as you can see, that really just made it look more skin-like. One with my skin. It doesn't look like I'm wearing too much at all. I mean, if you looked from afar, you would say, maybe not. Maybe she's not wearing like too much makeup. Although I put powder foundation under my eye, powder foundation on my skin, and full coverage foundation, it doesn't look heavy or cakey at all. And you can still see some imperfections here. You know, so it is what it is. I love the technique. I love building in light layers, and that's my new thing. That's a new technique. Since we're doing burgundy on the upper and I'm going to tightline on the lower, I'm adding this shade right here from the palette, just in smoking it underneath the lower lash line to blend in with that liner and to add a little bit of color to the look. So I think that looks really nice. Alright guys, I'm going to contour. Here's a little doop-de-doo for you. On this side, I'm putting the Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder, and I'm going to be using this Real Techniques brush. Cap off the extra, and I'm actually going to smile. And you want to contour right where that smile is, because we're not going like this all day. We're smiling, right? And that's another thing I learned. We're going to contour there, and, you know, on the perimeters of the face. Jaw. So on this one half, I'm putting this contour powder. Wait till you see this, you're gonna die. I found a dupe for this. And on half of the lip. As you can see, it makes a big difference. Contouring the lip, see that? It makes the biggest difference. Obviously I have to blend this a little bit better, but and then on the other side of the face, I'm going to wipe that brush off. I have a switch, color switch, and I'm going to be taking this e.l.f. contour palette specifically for this shade right here. And do the same thing. Well, what do you guys think? I think that it is so close of a dupe that you cannot tell the difference. Once it's all blended out, can't tell the difference. And this side. Well, what do you know? We have ourselves a duperoo today. So don't buy the Kevin Kwan powder because I have a dupe. It's the e.l.f. They look the same. In fact, the e.l.f. looks a little bit better in my opinion. Wow. So, dupe of the day. You got it from me. You're welcome. Alright, one side of my face is nice and bronzed and sun-kissed with this Kiko Milano bronzer. Now this is the Ocean Feel bronzer in 02 Natural Sienna. Taking my BK Beauty 104 brush, and I'm just going on the outskirts of the face and the temples and the chin to sort of just give us a nice bronzed look. Touch of color. A little over the nose. It's so pretty. It's very pigmented, so a little does go a long way. I can even take my powder brush that I used, should have used, take this fan brush and just sort of powder that down. We can use fan brush to do our blush. So going in with the Glowing in Grease palette, I want to take Mykonos and a little bit of Paros, just mixing them together. Wow, very pigmented. All I did was barely touch that. That is stunning. I already knew this was going to be a long video, but I gave you that dupe, so can't be mad at that. Now the third one in here has a lot of nice glisten, like a sheen. Of course I had to drop that too. Well, what's new? Now let's go in with the MAC Hyper Real Glow Trio, and I want to dip into these two shades. Nice golden shades, and I will be taking that on a cheap $1 brush and going in. That is the Real Glow. Just putting that on, you know, the high points of the face, anywhere where the sun will naturally hit. This is more of a glam look, not an everyday look for sure. It's really pretty. And I'm going to take the lightest shade here and put that on the inner corner. It's really pretty. And a little bit on the brow bone. Just a hint. Super nice. I love it. It's not too intense, but you can make that very intense. Like a little bit on the front of the cheeks. to look very nice and polished, if you say so. If I say so myself. I don't know what I'm talking about. Half the time, I don't know what I'm talking about. I want to go in with my Radiance powder. So I'm going to take, why not, I bought it, the Jaclyn Hill powder, and I'm going to take it in the shade Carrots. It's a finishing powder. I'm going to take my powder brush, that's the BK 103. Swirl, swirl, tap, tap, and I'm going to go around the whole face. And it's like a finishing powder. But if used in a concentrated amount, you can definitely make it a nice subtle highlighter. So that is so pretty on the face. I love that. Okay, now for the lip for today. I don't know what I want to do for the lip. There's so many options. I've got this one, this one, this one, and I really wanted to use the Super Lustrous Matte. I think I'll try them all on for you. So this is in Pick Me Up, Super Lustrous Matte in Pick Me Up. Nice nude shade. Nice everyday nude shade. Really pretty. Alright, I have 3 of these L'Oreal Matte Lip Crayons. So, we've got Sweet and Salty, and then we've got crayons-sweet, and the last one is Lady Toffee. Either one of these will go, and I'll try the pinkier one first. What's great about these is the angle. They have a nice angle on them, so you can really line the lips with these. That is beautiful. That's very stunning. I love that color. Here's the shade crayons-sweet. I like this one. I like the pinky one. And I'm going to do the last one, which would be Sweet and Salty. And here's the shade Sweet and Salty. So which one should I go with? I do like this shade, but for my outfit and the eye look, it might look good with the eye look too because it has that burgundy in it. But I think I like the nude shade the best. This one or this one. I think I'll go with this one for this look. Oh my gosh, I love nudes. I know. Alright, I went in with a mixture of both of those two, but for gloss, I'm going to take this Burt's Bees Brilliant Lip Gloss in the shade Sparkling Cider. I want to add that to here. Ooh. That is really pretty, and it added a nice color to this. So let's set this down with some Urban Decay De-Slick Setting Spray. I know this was a really long video, you guys, but we got to test some really good products. I did see the foundation settling a bit into my smile lines right here, but not bad at all. I will pin a comment and let you know how long this wears and if it is indeed transfer resistant. But so far, I love the look. I love everything that we used today. I think it looks really, really beautiful. What do you guys think? The look with everything new, the eyeshadow palette, it's not something you need. The eyeshadow palette you don't need, but if you're looking for a great foundation, you know, I really like this. I've used it before, and that's why I went out and bought it. I really like the concealer. The MAC powder foundation, I stand by 100%. To set the under eye. It looks absolutely, completely flawless. And I like the Jaclyn Hill powder. I know that's not new, but I like the new lipsticks. I like the Burt's Bees gloss. I like the blush. I love the bronzer, the Kiko bronzer. Oh my gosh. Can't live without that. And the dupe for the Kevyn Aucoin that I gave you guys, like obsessed. Instead of paying $40, go out and spend $5 on the e.l.f. And you get 4 shades in there. You get a highlight too. Love the MAC Hyper Glow highlight. Love the lashes. And for the brows, I just used the Urban Decay Brow Blade in Neutral Nana and the Glossier Brow Flick. and the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel to set that all down. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. I would say pass on the eyeshadow palette because it's not like it's extra revolutionary or anything. You know, it's just a regular eye look, but I really, really love those CoverGirl liners, especially that burgundy liner. It's really pretty if you can see it here. I think it's super stunning, and I love how it added that nice punch to the look that it didn't have before. So yeah, loving the Kiko bronzer, standout products, Kiko bronzer, MAC powder foundation, and NC20, did I say NC20? I love the concealer and the lip products, and yeah, the blush palette is really inexpensive. So I love everything, I guess, except the eyeshadow palette you can totally do without, and you can totally go with the CoverGirl brow pencil for your brows, whatever you want. And the eyelashes are Drugstore. So again, I hope you found this helpful. If you liked this video, you can hit the like button. That helps me out more than anything, because hitting the like button gets my content out to other creators or other people that are interested in the videos that you are interested in. So yes, please hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you are not already. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.